Hey guys, Yuki here. We're back with another video. Today's video is going to be a whole nother video. So it's going to be what if Naruto started his own village, part 5. The reason why it's taking me so long is because I had a lot of things to do. Especially with school starting. So you probably only see like 1 week a video on the same schedule, but I won't really upload as consistently like I wish to. Thank you guys for 227 subscribers at the time of this recording. So let's get straight into the video. Sasuke decided to go with the Sound Boy, and well, Haku then noticed that Sasuke is not at his house. This is when they're supposed to go back to the village, and well, since the village is not there right now, since Sasuke is not there at the village, Haku thinks that Sasuke has basically just run off. At the time, he knew that Sasuke and Naruto had their fight, which Naruto obviously won due to the fact that his Rasengan was more stronger than Sasuke. So I think this is where Sasuke would coming in contact with Sakura. Sakura will be very, very emotionally unstable due to the fact that Sasuke has basically not actually noticed her. You see, Sasuke did not talk to her in this timeline. Well, he talked to her in the original because they were on the same team, but he did not talk to her at all because they were never on Team 7. She would then finally confess her love for him, saying that she always loves him and she's madly in love with him, and he would tell her that she is still annoying. This will lead to Sasuke leaving the village and just Naruto being informed that Sasuke leaves, and Yuki would join around to go on Sasuke rescue mission. Everything will play out the same, like in canon, except for Yuki being there. And I think Yuki will basically go with Naruto to go retrieve Sasuke from Kidomaru, and well, he begins to battle Kidomaru. I think Kidomaru will be weakened by Rock Lee and Gaara and, well, now Yuki, and easily gets clapped up, and he will just die. Everyone in South 4 will still die, and which leads to basically the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, which will play out like in canon. This is where everything will probably change. Something will probably change. Yuki will see that Sasuke is going off, and will basically teleport right behind Sasuke and knock him out. Sasuke will get knocked out, but then he will easily get back up. Yuki is very tired from his fight against Kidomaru and overusing the Sharingan, because, well, yeah. So Sasuke will basically charge up and use the majority of his chakra that he had left in basically battle, and which would lead to Yuki being hit. But Yuki would then see that Sasuke is gone, far gone, and that a man has already been with him. That man was Kabuto. Kabuto has sent out a clone and to go retrieve Sasuke, and well, Sasuke finally made his way to Kabuto and joined with Orochimaru. Yuki will begin to summon his slug, his healing, and heal Naruto and himself. This is where Kakashi will arrive and feel like he failed another people. He failed his another two people, and two people that meant a lot to him. Even though Kakashi did not train them, he felt like he had like a responsible. So he went back with Naruto and Yuki. This is where I think that Jiraiya would tell you Naruto to come along and become Konoha Shinobi. Naruto says that he would basically go to become a Konoha Shinobi again, but he's not interested in becoming the Konoha Hokage. This is where I think Yuki will come along and with Naruto and Jiraiya with Ukatakata's approval. So they basically go out to do 2 years worth of training. I think Yuki will basically learn a lot from Jiraiya, and I think Yuki studied medical ninjutsu over the time where Naruto is learning more stuff. Naruto learned his ultimate jutsu, which is the reverse harem, but we're not going to talk about that. Yuki would arrive to see his people in the village, and he would see that he sees Sakura. He begins to smile at Sakura and wave his hand. This is where Sakura sees Naruto, and well, Haku and Zabuza would be there. I think this is where New Team 7 is going to be born, with Yuki and Naruto finally joining Team 7 with Sai and, well, Sakura. Team 7 will take the bell test, with additional help from Yuki and Naruto, in which they play out the same. I think Sakura still learn medical ninjutsu, but even pressure herself even more. I think it's because Sasuke really meant a lot to her, and yeah, even though Sasuke was never on the team, he basically meant a lot to her. So she felt like she had obligation to get stronger. The unknown tuning, the unknown tuning that's on the team. I don't really remember if I gave him a name. Just call him Unknown. Let's just say that he joined the Anbu and is no longer part of Team 7. Is only Sai and Sakura. This would lead to everybody. Going out and going to go fight Kakashi. The blood test would happen, like I said, but this would lead into Kazekage rescue mission, with Naruto easily doing it with the help of Yuki. Yuki basically will go with Sakura and Chio, which I think Sasori will actually cough up the information more, and we would get the Sasuke Retrieval squad again, but with the help of Yuki and Sai. What do you mean there? I think Sai will actually be more different than his canon counterpart due to the fact that he's been on T7 majority, and he replaced Naruto. So Sai would be on Team 7 majority of the time, so he would be basically the same Sai, like at the end of Naruto, but with his personality being kind of like Inojin's. So I think this is where we begin the Sasuke mission. When they go meet up with Sasuke and get the information from Kabuto, and you still get to meet Yamato because Kakashi's very injured, and everything will still play out like in canon. So yeah, basically meet him with Orochimaru. Orochimaru will see Yuki and he would begin to get happy. He finally thinks about how Yuki would make a perfect vessel. Having the likes of Hyuga DNA and Uchiha DNA just to get Orochimaru very excited. Yuki begins to go battle with Orochimaru after his improved training with Jiraiya and learn Jiraiya's basically Jiraiya's fire style. He begins to battle and would lead to Orochimaru and Yuki scrapping off with a four-tailed Naruto, basically trying to keep him calm. Yamato would try to keep Naruto calm. This is where they actually meet up with Sasuke. And Sasuke would have this whole conversation with Naruto and Yuki. This is where the battle would begin. And let's say that Naruto would begin to scrap with Sasuke. He knows that Sasuke is strong, and so I think this is where Kabuto and Sai and Sakura begins to go fight, while Yamato is staring down on Orochimaru. This is Yuki would then immediately attack Orochimaru, going after Orochimaru. Because remember, Orochimaru has Yuki's mother's eyes. He goes after him, and which would begin to go scrap with Yuki. Yuki would basically gouge out Orochimaru's eyes, which he realized those are not his mother's eyes. Yuki was put under a genjutsu, thinking that Orochimaru still had his mother's eyes, even though that Yuki far already attained them. Yuki finally revealed that he has Mangekyo and has been training over it. This catches Sasuke's eyes, so that Yuki has far succeeded him, and he knew that Yuki was always stronger than him when they first met, but now Yuki is almost as strong as Itachi. I think this is basically what makes Sasuke have an edge, and we just basically Sasuke telling Orochimaru that he's gonna use the Kiden, in which Orochimaru would try to grab Sasuke's hand, but Sasuke would immediately just kill Orochimaru. Knowing that Orochimaru has far succeeded his training, Orochimaru has far succeeded his boundaries and was thinking about taking Sasuke's body now. So, after killing Orochimaru, Sasuke basically gets to tell that he's going back to Konoha. He would then stare down Kabuto, and this would lead to Sai and Sakura just killing off Kabuto right there and then, because they were battling him. And the reason why I think that he's going to go back to Konoha is to basically make new Team Heavy. Make Team Heavy, but with two other people. He said he's not done and that he needs to recruit 2 new people to his team, to Team Heavy. Naruto questions what's Team Heavy, and well, it's basically to destroy, kill Itachi Uchiha. This is where they be Kaden of the South, and Tsugetsu, and Yuki and Naruto will join Team Heavy. Their goal is to go kill Itachi Uchiha and destroy the Akatsuki and everything. I think this is where they basically will go out to go fight Sasuke. Around this time, Team 10 will basically battle Hidan and Kakuzu, but Team Heavy wouldn't basically go out to go fight Itachi right there and then. They would go help Team 10. So, after going to go help Team 10, they easily make work of Hidan and Kakuzu, but Asuma will have still died like in canon. But this is where we lead to the battle between Team 10 with the Kakashi supervision and Team 7 and new Team Head and Team Heavy going out and clapping up Hidan and Kakuzu, which would lead into the battle with Hidan and Kakuzu basically just closing off. This is when Sasuke would tell that it's time for them to go fight Itachi. So Sasuke, Yuki, Naruto, Kaden, and Suigetsu will go out, and I think Haku will accompany them, and Zabuza Momochi. And it's because Zabuza is their mentor, and Haku still cares for her friends, so yeah. Also, Garu still doesn't have Shukaku. I forgot to point that out because everything still played out the same in the Kazekage Rescue Retrieve. So, going out to go fight Itachi, basically Kisame will battle Sugetsu, Naruto, Yuki, and Kaden. Kaden would basically be on support while basically Suigetsu, Naruto, and Yuki begin. I think Yuki will use his Mangekyo to basically catch Kisame off guard, and Samehada basically just jumping onto his chakra. I think this is where Zabuza and Haku revealed themselves and easily put pressure on Kisame. Kisame would die earlier instead of being killed by A and B. Before he gets killed, quote unquote, killed by A and B, and before he commits suicide, so he would easily just get murked because with the peer pressure of basically Kaden and Yuki, who are both healers, and Haku and Zabuza, which assesses training over the years. The battle between Sasuke and Itachi will go very different. I say that Sasuke will actually push Itachi a little bit more. Itachi is still dying of his illness, so he basically, and this same thing will happen with Orochimaru using the chakra and overusing the chakra, and well, he basically sealed him with the Tosca blade. Everything will play like in Canada, but basically Itachi will plant his Amaterasu in Sasuke, so just in case if he came in contact with the Masked Man or Madara, he basically his Sharingan would go off. They're gonna go back to Konoha, and well, basically Naruto get news that Jiraiya had died. Naruto would basically go to depression because his relationship with Jiraiya would be the same, and I think Yuki would begin to ask Tsunade or Shizune to train him in the ways of the slug summoning. So this would lead to everything happening like in canon, with Naruto going to go train for Sage Mode. I can say that Yuki is with Sasuke and Kakashi, and Zabuza and Haku are helping out in Konoha, protecting civilians. And you're probably wondering about Ukitakuta, and Ukitakuta is still safe in his village. And well, we won't really see Ukitakuta until the next part, which is the 5 Kage summoned soon. So, since Kisame is dead and Obito is the last member of the Akatsuki, because Pain is still alive. So, yeah, Pain gets to go battle, and well, let's just say that Naruto easily bodies him, and Hinata will basically cause Naruto to go into his six-tail state, in which he would meet Minato and control the QB for right now. This is where they control the QB and easily claps up Pain and goes to go find Nagato. After going to go find Nagato, he would meet Nagato and begins to talk. And will talk no jutsu Nagato into basically doing the Renee rebirth and basically bring him back. This is where will be the and will begin the Five Kage Summit, which I think that Sasuke would begin to know would know the truth about Itachi. And if you guys are wondering what happened, Sasuke basically after the battle with Itachi and after Itachi restored away Orochimaru, Sasuke would have basically been approached by Obito, but he would basically Obito would realize that Naruto and the rest of new Team Heavy will depress so and also the rest of Konoha basically helps out. So Sasuke is brought back, so he never learns the truth. But I think this is where he would get leaked the information about Danzo and to go out. So they would begin to go, and Takata basically asked Naruto and Sasuke to accompany him on the mission to the Five Kage Summit, and I think is where he's going to tell him the truth about how the Five Kage Summit is going to be very different. So they arrive at the Five Kage Summit, Takata telling that it's time, and well, accompanying him would be Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto will walk in and would say that he is fine and that they should be really very careful. And I don't think Raikage A is not going to be in a bad mood because B is never captured because Team Heavy is on the side of Konoha this time. And well, if you're wondering what about who would capture B, and it would be nobody because nobody is still alive. Only the Masked Man or Madara is still alive, and well, the Masked Man is still alive, and he's the only person part of the Akatsuki. So he will basically go and revive in the Akatsuki, and tell Sasuke to go find and just kill Danzo. So he basically tell Danzo that it's over, and Danzo and his goons basically go out and get to fight. So this will lead to Danzo seeing Sasuke, and Sasuke would have cut down Danzo, and I think Yuki would actually help Sasuke, because, well, he will learn what Danzo did to Uchiha clan, and what he did to Itachi Uchiha, which made Yuki sick. So he would cut down, and basically helping Danzo would be his goons, and they would easily get killed by Obito and Obito, which I think this is where Kakashi probably realized that Obito is Madara, and the reason why is the way how he acts and how he basically just weird. He basically sees that Obito only has one Sharingan, so you question, are you really Obito Uchiha? And well, Madara just plays it off, but he would get serious and would say no. This would actually catch Kakashi off guard and say no, he can't because Obito Uchiha is dead. So begins the battle, and well, let's just say that Danzo easily just gets body and his goons. I think when Itachi is basically the genjutsu that Itachi did on Danzo originally, with basically he popping up, what happened too, but it happened at Madara. You finally make eye contact, and well, basically they begin to battle even more and scrap. And Madara wonders why this kid still want to help Konoha. It was only Danzo Retribution that basically killed his clan, not Konoha itself. Itachi stands for something different. So they begin to battle Madara, and would lead to Madara teleporting back into the room and going and say that he declares the fourth grade ninja war to Sasuke and Yuki, and he would then go back into the room and declaring the war. The fourth grade ninja war would play out very different. Not actually the same, because Kabuto is dead. Kabuto's 6 feet under because Sai and Sakura and Sasuke killed him originally. So yes, Kabuto is dead. So it'll only be like an army of white Zetsu which are easily taken care of, and will only be Obito. Obito will be the only one, and I think that Obito will easily get bodied and reveal his identity. And I don't think Jubito will actually happen because Yuko is still alive. B doesn't have his chakra taken away. Kinkaku and Ginkaku are never reanimated. So yeah. So Jubito will never happen, and Obito will basically just die, like in canon. So this means that Neji is still alive. Shukaku and Inochi is Inoji, and the two from the original Instinct Control are still alive. So yeah, they don't die. Neji is still alive, like in course. I think this will actually lead into the end of the war arc, which I think Black Zetsu and yeah, Black Zetsu basically makes his plan and using Obito as a pawn and basically telling Obito, and Black Zetsu tries to strike the Tail Beast from Naruto and Ukatakata, and which will lead to something very different. And would Naruto and Sasuke get the power to basically seal with Black Zetsu? Yes. The Sage of Six Paths would approach them to Shibbaku Tensei, this Black Zetsu guy away. Black Zetsu would get Shibbaku Tensei, and yeah. The movie will actually happen, like in canon. This will lead into basically the movie happened in the last movie will happen, and Naruto and Hinata will still get together, and in the dream Yuki would be there to go save Hinabi on the Hinabi rescue mission too, and he would basically go help out with Kaden Uzumaki being there to help with medical ninjutsu with Sakura. I think this is where we basically see something very different in the change of the story. It's basically the cloak, the scarf. I mean, the scarf would basically go to Hinata and Naruto, and they found love like in canon and easily body Tonari. Tonari would still be alive, and yeah, nothing really would change in the last. I think here's what would happen. Naruto will still get married to Hinata, and we would still have like the Sasuke and Sasuke, mission and stuff. Sasuke finding the Kisugan, it would go out the same. Everything would play out the same. The presence of Yuki being there and Naruto starting his own village would not actually change. And this is where we will actually lead up to basically Naruto starting his own village. The point of this title. Naruto Ukatakata was stepped down as the first Kage of the village, hidden in plain sight, and which the reason why I gave it the name is because it's easy to get there. You just have to use Genjutsu. So Naruto was stepped down. Ukatakata was stepped down, making Naruto the second Kage of the village. And Boruto will still be born, but he would grow up in Konoha, and Himawari would be born. So yeah, I think this is where we would end the story, but we're not done yet. Sakura and Sasuke will still get together, and yeah, everybody will get together. Ino and Sai and everybody, but will Kaori and Choji get together? Yes, Choji and Kaori will still get together because the reason does not make sense. I don't know why, but yeah. So yeah, we will probably lead into basically Yuki marrying Kaden Uzumaki, and yeah, Kaden and Yuki would have a side name, Himoku. I'm joking. That's not even his name. His name is Mizuki. Mizuki is gonna be the son of Kaden and Mizuki Uchiha. Yes, I decided to give him the Uchiha name because the Higashikata name, I don't really know if Yuki would actually make his son have the name. It's better to give him the Uchiha name. So he gave him Uchiha Uzumaki Higashikata, and he has 3 last names. So he would go up in Konoha and village hidden in plain sight, and Mitsuki. Well, Mitsuki would be born still. So yeah, probably wondering how Mitsuki is still going to be born, and Yuki will basically be resurrected Orochimaru with the helps of basically his curse mark. He would basically be with Yamato keeping an eye on Orochimaru, which would mean that the boy the son Mizuki would grow up around Mitsuki and would be Mitsuki's first ever friend. Mitsuki and Mizuki would go to Konoha and, well, they're transfer students, so we would get more into them later. So, after that, we would probably see a lot of things very much the same. The 7th Hokage would have been elected, and I think the perfect match for someone to be the 7th Hokage is Sai. Why Sai, you wonder? And Sai is basically going to become the 7th Hokage, and he is going to make sure Konoha goes into Ice Study. And Kakashi obviously is the 6th Hokage, so yeah. Yuki is very good in his medical ninjutsu, so which make Mizuki really good because Karin is good. So yeah. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this part, and I know this is not the finale because I'm gonna be doing the Boruto movie or the Boruto show. So yeah. So guys, thank you guys for all the support. Bye. Also be on the lookout for my Hero What Ifs. Bye guys. And also we're gonna be doing part 6, which is gonna be the Boruto anime. I guess I could do some arcs, some of the fun arcs instead, like the class rep arc and Stardust arc. So yeah, be on the lookout, guys. So this has been Yuki, and I'm heading out. So later, guys. Ba-dunks.